Hello and welcome to your dynamic yoga flow. My name is Samantha. Hello. And I am so grateful that you are here to join me today in this heart-opening flow. So to begin things, let's just bring our hands down towards your lap in a seated position, somewhere that's really comfortable for you. And to ground ourselves during this practice, we will begin with a balanced breath. Breathing in for 4 counts and breathing out for 4 counts. Nice and softly, breathe in for your 4. Nice and softly, breathe out for your count of 4. Link your brain to your breath and allow the rest to dissolve. You are here now, so breathe and relax. The busyness of our thoughts will creep in from time to time, but through this practice, just come back to this balanced breath. Allow yourself to be here within your heart. Be completely present. As you next breathe in, go ahead and open your eyes and lift your hands towards the ceiling. Take your gaze along with you and then bring your hands towards each other in heart center. Then go ahead and just twist off into your right hand side. A few breaths here. No pulling or tugging, just a nice gentle twist. When you're ready next, just go ahead and bring it to the other side. Soft belly breaths, keeping up with your balanced way of breathing. Go ahead, lift your hands all the way up to the sky and then tilt off to your right, lifting your left hand all the way up, stretching the left side body. Lift your hands up and dip over to the other side, stretching your right side body. Open up the areas surrounding your heart in the rib cage, the intercostal muscles. Now bring both hands up, deep breath in and exhale. Bring your hands down and head towards a tabletop position. Wrists underneath your shoulders, rib cage hugs in just slightly, tailbone lengthens down towards your heels. And on your next inhale, dip the belly down, lifting your gaze, cow pose. Exhale, leading with the tailbone, round your spine, allow the head to drop heavily down towards your mat. Maybe and give your head a little quick nod. And then inhale, back to cow. Exhale, back to cat, rounding the spine. So finding your own flow of breath here, and again, trying to make it as balanced as you can. So following your inhales and exhales with your movements. On your next inhale, lifting your right hand all the way to the sky, try to leave your hips where they are, and then slide your right arm through your left side body. Nice little twist here. Good to open up the back of the shoulders. Lift your right hand to the sky just to place it back down to the floor. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow. We'll be here for just a few rounds before we go off into the other side. Lifting your left hand to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, thread that needle, left arm, through the whole of the right side. Breathe into the back of your body. Hips remain square to the best of your ability. Lifting your left hand all the way up, and then returning your left hand down towards the mat. Cat pose, round the spine. Exhale. Inhale, cow. Just a few rounds of breath here. Then we're going to bring our hands forward and heart-melting pose. So engage the sides of your back just underneath your armpits. Plug the hands right into the mat, allowing the chest to lay heavier and heavier onto the ground beneath you. Hips are high. This can be quite the stretch in the back of the shoulders, so just breathe into it. And then round the spine up, lifting your body all the way up and back into our first downward facing dog of the practice. So take any movements that you need to or want to here. Adjust any clothing or your hair. Maybe give yourself a nice little shake of your tail feather. And then roll the spine very carefully into plank position. And then send the hips back to downward facing dog. We'll do this another 2 times. Inhale, roll in the spine like you were in cat pose, down on all fours. And bring it all the way back. One more time here, roll the spine, high plank. And then this time, drop the knees, drop the chin and the chest to the floor, followed by the hips, dropping the top of the feet, baby cobra to inhale. Exhale, pushing yourself back and up to downward facing dog. And then walking your feet towards the front of the mat. Hang heavy for a moment here, forward fold. Then inhale to halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring the belly towards the thighs. Inhale, raise all the way up with a flat back. And then interlace your fingers above and then toss your body over to the right-hand side. Again, opening up on the side bodies, dipping it over to the left-hand side. Big inhale, cactus the arms. Exhale, let's interlace your fingers behind you, open your shoulders, puff your chest but keep the ribcage in, and then forward fold over top your knees, bending the knees as much as you need to here. Shoulders will just drop. And then begin to bend in one knee followed by the other and twisting your shoulders towards one side or the other. So body goes towards the straight leg, giving yourself lots of space with the other side as you bend through each knee, one at a time. Then go ahead, drop the hands, inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, step it back into a high plank and lower the body all the way down. Untuck the toes. Inhale up to a cobra. Exhale, tuck the hips and push it up and back into a downward facing dog. Again, just find that comfort of downward facing dog and then lifting your right leg to the sky. Bend through the knee and open up the hip. So stack the knee over top of the hip. Breathe in and then square off the hips, bringing the right leg towards the front of your mat. Inhale, squeeze the inner thighs together, and then lift the hands towards the sky. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind the back here again. Open up the chest, maybe lifting the pinkies up, and then bringing your right hand over to the left side, and then just dip your head over to the left side as well. Breathe into the side of the neck. Then inhale, lift the hands up. Dropping the hands down, step forward, forward fold. Inhale to that halfway lift, and exhale, let it go. Inhale, rolling the spine one at a time. Raise the hands up overhead. Exhale, dive it right back down again to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping the right leg back this time. Lower it down. Reach up with your hands. And as you exhale again, interlace your fingers behind. Open up your heart center. Inner thighs are squeezing together and also upwards. And then go ahead, bringing the left arm over to the right side, dipping your head to stretch the left side of your neck. Finding that balanced breath. Then inhale, raise the arms all the way up just to bring them back down again, stepping back into plank pose, finding a chaturanga and an upward facing dog. We practiced this a lot, these vinyasas, in our first video here. So if you need a refresher, go ahead and find that number 1 video. Inhale, let's bring it forward and find your flat back. And then take it all the way up, finding those side bends again. Your breath here. Make it nice and fluid. Bring it all the way up, and then exhale, cactus those arms, and interlace your fingers behind again, opening up that chest. Dive forward. We're going to find that little dance here again. So again, just twisting the body, opening up the shoulders, bending through one knee, then followed by the other. About 3 times per side here, just having a little bit of fun, finding what feels good. And then allow the arms to drop. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale, find your nice and sturdy plank and your version of your chaturanga. Upward facing dog or baby cobra. Back to downward facing dog when you're ready. Breathe in and out here. This time we're finding our left leg high to the sky, bend through the knee and stack the knee over top of your hips. Open up. Breathe in, breathe out. Finding that balanced breath, and square off the hips, taking the left leg towards the front of the mat, this time dropping the back. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind. Now this time, scooch your left leg over to the side of your mat, and then bring your head down for a kneeling, humble warrior. So here you're trying to tuck your left shoulder in towards your left leg, and allowing the head to drop heavy. This can be a little unstable, so don't be too hard on yourself. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, planting the hands and stepping it forward once again. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to let it go. Lift all the way up with a flat back. Reach to the sky, then dive right back down. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Left leg will step it back, dropping the back leg to the floor. Inhale, lift those arms up, squeeze those inner thighs, keeping the core engaged just slightly. Then inhale, open up the chest by interlacing the fingers and dive back down to humble warrior on the other side. Again, finding the balance. Finding the relaxation within your steady breath. Then inhale, release the hands. Rise up and then bring the hands down, stepping back, high plank, finding your version of vinyasa, either knees, chin, chest, or you got into chaturanga, cobra, or upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog. If you'd like to hop towards the front of your mat, find it, or just walk, and then find your halfway lift. Inhale, then reach the arms all the way up to the sky. Again, interlace your fingers at the top in your variation. Dive off and to the right, and then off to the left. Continuing to open up that side body. Exhale, cactus the arms. Again, one more time, finding the interlacing of the fingers. Open up the heart center, dive it down, and finding that nice little dance. Bending one through one knee and then the other. Finding that beautiful breath here. Release the hands. Find that flat back. Then maybe hop your way back into your plank and find your chaturanga, upward facing dog, or your version of vinyasa. Find your downward facing dog. Lifting the right leg all the way to the sky, send it forward. Then this time we're keeping it in a high lunge position. Reach the arms up and then hands to heart center in prayer pose. We're going to pause here for a few breaths here. So finding that balanced breath again. Then open yourself up into a warrior two position. This is a hip opener stretch. Keeping your knees in line with the ankle, and then send your hands behind your head. Open up the heart center, and then dive your right elbow towards your right knee, and then lift up, lifting your right hand towards the sky. Open up peaceful warrior. And then here we go. We find our hands behind our head again. Dive forward. A little bit of core work again, opening up the sides of the body. Opening up the sides of the body here as we keep flowing in this direction is a really beautiful way of opening up our heart center and making it more accessible. Now pause here in peaceful warrior. Then windmill your hands down, sending your right leg back, and find your flow. Do the same thing on the other side, lifting the left leg up, sending it forward, finding your high lunge position. Reach those arms up, placing the hands together at heart center, pause. Balanced breathing. Open up warrior two, sink as far as you can into that front leg. Then interlace your fingers behind the head. Push your head back, open up the heart towards the sky, and then go ahead and lean off into your right knee, and then lifting your left hand to the sky as you send it back into peaceful warrior. Follow this flow. Exhale to dip down. Inhale to lift up, peaceful warrior. One more time, friends. Lifting that left arm high, pause here in peaceful warrior for a couple of breaths. Then windmill the hands forward, stepping back, find your chaturanga. Take it nice and slow. This is going to be your last one of the practice today. Open up into your version, cobra or upward facing dog. Pause, linger for just a moment. Downward facing dog. And when you're ready right away, drop the knees and find child's pose, sending the hips back to the heels. Your version. And again, finding that balanced breath. Then round the spine all the way up. And then go ahead and come to a kneeling position, placing your hands on towards your back. Go ahead, press the fingers down and then forward onto your sacrum, lifting your heart towards the sky, but keeping a strong stance within your core region. Just think about lifting the heart up, not so much about leaning back. Breathe here. And then lift the hands all the way up and send them back down to heart center. Pause here, feel your heart beating. Sometimes a heart opener like camel there can be a little exhilarating, so it makes our heart go a little bit faster. And that's perfectly normal. Coming up for a second round. Your version here, maybe you begin to push the hips slightly more forward if you felt really good in the last one and you'd like to take it a little bit further. You can start to lift your heart up and then start to go back, but just keep an awareness of your lower back. If you feel any constriction of any sort, just come back to your first variation. You want to feel opened here. Then inhale, lift the hands all the way up. Bring them back to prayer position as you come to a seat. Pause and breathe. We'll come into one more round. Come to that kneeling position, hands to the back to start, maybe tucking the toes this time if you'd like to take it a little bit further. Begin where you were, and then maybe adding on, bringing the hands towards the heels, possibly continue to push those hips forward, lifting the heart up, and then bringing yourself back. It goes in that order. If you feel limber enough, maybe dipping your head all the way back to open up the throat. This can be quite an intense pose, so be wherever you need to be to feel good. And breathe. Inhale, very slowly, let's rise it up. Bringing the hands back through heart center as you come to a seat. And again, pause here. Breathe. Place your hands to your heart. And then bring your legs off to one side. Bring them in front of you. And then just go ahead, bring your hands in front and very slowly round each vertebrae all the way down, working the abdominals just a little bit here as we come to cool it down. Bringing the knees towards the chest and just giving yourself a nice little massage in the lower back, maybe rocking from side to side or beginning circles with your knees, if that feels good. Move and play at your own discretion without thinking about it, but just allowing it to be more intuitive. And then extend one leg down, keeping the other knee in. And now do your best to try not to even think about form here. Just let it go. If your foot flops open like mine does here, awesome, perfect. Just let it go. And then shift your hips over to one side as you let the right leg cross over the body and breathe. A nice little ending twist. Breathe into your belly and out. Taking one more breath here. And then bring yourself back to center. Bring both knees into the chest. And extend the other leg, pulling the other knee in towards the belly. Just find what feels good here again. Try not to think about form. Just relax fully. Then here, go ahead and scoot your hips off to the other side. Dropping the left leg over, across the body, twist, and breathe. Remember, you are here now, so breathe and relax. And unwinding yourself, bringing the hips back to center, bringing the knees to the chest one more time. Wrap your hands around and give yourself a great big hug. Maybe give yourself a nice little kiss on both knees because you just love yourself so much. And if you don't quite believe that yet, just keep going. Believe it with just 1% of your being, and that 1% will soon turn into 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%, to eventually, I hope you find 100% of love for yourself. We fall in Shavasana, and we come back into the balanced way of breath, finding your version, nice and slow, in for 4 and out for 4. And just allow yourself, giving yourself permission to being here now. Concentrating on the breath coming in and the breath going out. With your next couple of breaths, go ahead and wiggle the fingers and the toes. Just take notice of how you feel now. Maybe you feel more opened, more relaxed. Maybe you feel like you've allowed some energy to be released. And then just nice and slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position in whatever way you so choose. Remember to subscribe to this channel here, Strength Counseling Services, to see more videos more often. Bring your hands all the way up overhead and then bring them again to heart center. You have opened and you have relaxed yourself. From my heart to yours, namaste, my friends. I'll see you next time.